Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Long Island, New York for the 19th race of the season. Getting ready for heat race number 1 of 2. And on the front row, we have Andrew Rich and Sky Commons. Commons won his first heat race of the season at Watkins Glen, which was our previous event. Andrew Rich last won a heat race back at Martinsville. That is his only heat race victory on the season, yet he has 2 main event victories at Dega and Papyrus. Audra Baranowskis got her third heat win last week along with a main victory. She now has 2 victories on the season as she climbs to 4th in the standings. Matthew Logan took the points lead away once again. So we're getting ready for 5 laps. This is our only dirt road course of the season, and I believe it's our last dirt track in general. Just take a quick peek at the schedule. Actually, no, we do have one more dirt track. We have the 1 mile Springfield track that is the kickoff for round 2 of the playoffs. So this is stop 2 of 3 for dirt tracks this season, but this is the only road course dirt track we're at. So Rich and Commons front row, Sorlin and Fitzwater row 2, Sekuli and Flickinger row 3, Onjack and Bobo Jones are in row number 4. You can't really see them because of the hill. And Ryan Brommer and Jesse Turner are in row 5. So the battle continues for Turner to stay as the 30th place driver. He's only 10 points behind Benny Watson now, but Turner has 76 points back to Peter Onjack.
Drivers, start your engines!
This should be an interesting race for certain. We'll see how the drag plays out. Based on the qualifying times, there were 5 drivers. The top 5 were at 126s. And you had a big range of 127s and then a few 128s. I believe those were the lap times. It was either 20s or 30s. But we're here at this track on Long Island. Used to be a pavement track, but now it is a dirt track. So we'll see what these drivers show us here. Our last dirt race was Bristol. That was a very interesting race, very chaotic. We'll see if it ends up being the same here at Island Rally. They should have to pit not for tires, but for fuel. So you should see fuel-only pit stops here in this heat race and in the main event. So it's 5 laps of action. And we'll see what we got going on here. There are 2 jumps on the straightaway. We'll see how much these drivers elect to lift on the green flag start. As they go over the first jump, some drivers will take the green behind that. Actually, no, all the heat drivers will be over that first jump as we go green. Green, green, green here at Island Rally. Just to give you an idea, look at how fast they'll be going here through these corners, almost 150 right here. As you can see, everyone falling off the track a little bit. Some 3-wide action there. Marty Johnson and Brommer and Fitzwater go off track, but they keep it together. Losing a ton of time. Move Fitzwater. Oh, man, they're 4 wide up here. They are 3 wide. Oh, my goodness gracious. Look at this crazy racing. Fitzwater's still struggling to get on the track. He's still in the sand. Ooh, some contact getting made there. But they've gotten it together. Fitzwater has fallen outside the top 20. As Otts goes into the sand. The sand is deadly. It really, really sticks in your tires. But Fitzwater fell all the way to 21st. And Brommer fell a lot too. And it looks like we're in for some crazy racing here at Island Rally. There's the final corner. As they come down the stretch, you see the gap from Johnson to someone else. Ooh, I believe Nanako and some others, man. They're banging off the grass there. Oh, look at Cole Deaver. Where are you going, Cole Deaver? Oh, man, oh, man. The jump once again, man. They are really going off the track here for some reason. So far, no luck for Fitzwater, who's made every race this season. There is so much movement around on this racetrack. Sorlin actually led. Peter Onjak was third at the start-finish line. How about that? Been so focused on the back of the field, that's where all the crazy's happening. Look at Braxton's back here. And look at Onjak in fourth behind Sakuli. Sorlin and Rich are gone. What a crazy race this has been. We apologize in advance for the poor angles. Camera crew doing their best to get us the angles they can on this track. Sorlin is chased by Andrew Rich. Coming to lap 3. Not sure if these drivers will even have to pit for fuel. They didn't have to in the 5 laps at Watkins Glen. And when Onjak gets a run on Sakuli, he'll make a move for third once again, but you can see these drivers are nowhere close to the pace of Sorlin and Rich. Onjak trying to take the position. Here comes Eli Bright. About Marty Johnson running in 6th. Side by side. For third place. Onjak and Sakuli. Sakuli holding him off pretty well. That's that chassis grip and engine power from JD Motorsports versus what the 90s got going on in his DMG Racing Chevy. But they are still side by side. And it looks like Onjak will complete the pass. No, yes he does. So for the time being, Onjak's back up to third. And Skype Commons has fallen down to 24th. I believe that was a pit stop strategy call. It does not look like he was spun out. He's too far behind to have been spun out. If they do indeed have to pit, Commons just gave up a ton of time. He is 10th in points, and he's only missed one event this season. Beckett, Ice, and Magora are the other bottom 3 right now. And indeed, we have pit stops. Pretty much everyone coming down except a handful of drivers. Beckett, Magora, Fitzwater, Moore, Tremblay, Wild, and Braxton stay out. It's likely fuel only for those drivers. Indeed it is. Sorlin and Rich are the first 2 out. Look at Onjak's got a ton of door damage. Something on pit road maybe. Where's the 19 gonna come out? Oh, some drivers are taking tires. Benjamin Ice was taking tires right there. There's Commons. He'll go by Ice and Jagger. But pitting early, clearly not the strategy you want to take. Remember, you're on dirt, not on pavement. So this will possibly cost Commons a shot at the race, because these guys that stayed out an extra lap, if they don't stretch it, they're only taking a splash when they come in for fuel here. Hunter Braxton looking for what would be heat win number 7. And here it is. He's going to peel down into the pit lane. Martin Wild, Tremblay, Moore, Fitzwater, Beckett, and Magora all coming down pit road. Pit road speed here is 45 miles per hour. White flag has been taken by Braxton in pit road. And it's a quick fuel-only stop for the 7 team. The leaders go on by. We knew Braxton was so far behind he wasn't going to get this win. But there's Braxton. He'll come out right in front of Marty Johnson. Here comes everyone else. There's Beckett. Where's Beckett going to come out? There's Jesse Turner. So Beckett's going to come out pretty good. There's McGore. Oh, what happened to where's Donovan Cage going? Oh my goodness gracious! Something happened with Donovan Cage's car, and Backo McGore almost suffered tremendously. Commons, Devers on pit road. Oh man. Commons and Deaver back on pit road. That's going to cost them a race. And Deaver had made every race so far up to this point, but that appears to be the first one. And when you're coming down the stretch like this, almost at the point where your second moment of upgrades are going to come in a few races, this is not the time to be missing races. Coming out of the final corner, Jonathan Zorlin will take the checkered flag. He will win, I believe, his 5th heat race of the season. Yes, indeed. 5 heat wins for Jonathan Zorlin. And Heat 1 has been the name of 2 drivers, Zorlin and Braxton. Man, Peter Onjak will get a 3rd place result in this heat race. What a crazy, crazy track. And it looks like the 4 drivers missing out will be Ice, Deaver, Cage, and Commons. Wow. That's going to hurt Deaver. That's his first missed race of the season. That shrinks our list to 7. Waiting for results to be official. So I gotta... Sorry about that. So Deaver, 22nd, crossing the line. Commons likely right behind him. And Cage, we know, is wrecked on pit road. So we're going to take a look and see just what happened to the 40 car. Now this has to be one of the most bizarre accidents I've seen at this track ever. So Brommer gets into Donovan Cage here going through the final corner. And they're just hooking, they're hooking, they're hooking. And Brommer turns Cage right here. Now Cage doesn't lose grip until he goes up over this hill, which you can't get a clear viewpoint of, but you can see he's airborne. He lands and he loses grip and he slides all the way over here behind pit road. So that's crazy point number 1. And then here he comes. He's driving back towards the track. And watch from Backo McGore's hood. Watch this. This is going to be crazy. Look, there's Donovan Cage. He's trying to make it while being on the throttle. And there's that wall there, and he's just going to not get there. And boom! Holy goodness gracious. McGore was a little farther up. He would have been involved, and he would not have made this race. So that was the big wreck right there. And with that, we'll take you to Heat 2. Welcome back for Heat number 2. The pace lap is so long. We're going to start right before the command. Here's your front row starting grid, or top 10 starting grid, I should say. Gardner and Tringali are on the front row. You've got RJ Bishop and Dylan Young in row 2. Samet Oskin, Matthew Logan, row 3. Alan Cavagnaro and Enzo Nareza in row 4, with James Ellison and Corey Riggs in row 5. We had an interesting race in Heat 1. One car went flying through the air. Let's see what happens in Heat 2.
Y'all come say it with me. Drivers, start your engine!
So, big name drivers are let's just say drivers in general, missing out from Heat 1. Cole Deaver was just up to 26 in points. He had just gotten his second top 10 at Watkins Glen on the season. And that possible momentum has been stalled. Deaver sits 26 in points, and the chance to win a race has fallen because we saw where Peter Onjak finished. He finished third. So a lot of stuff can happen here at this track. Sky Commons, the other big driver to miss the race, had just climbed back into the top 10 in points. 4 top 5s and 9 top 10s through 17 races for the 19 car. And he will miss his second race of the season. So we'll see where he falls. Also missing the event was Donovan Cage, 40th in the points, and Benjamin Ice, 36th in the points. That's the 5th race missed by the 78 car, and the 4th race missed by the 40 car. Sorry. But anyway, we'll see what happens here in heat number 2. We saw Commons tried to pit early after 2 laps. It did not work. He had to pit again. So do not pit coming to lap 3. That's the advice right there. And Cole Deaver actually pit coming to the checkered or something. But he missed the race ultimately. Let's see what happens going through this corner this time. Oh, and Gardner just about gets spun off of Tringale's front end. 3 wide for the lead. And Matthew Logan will take it. That could have been disastrous for Johnny Gardner. And there's everybody moving around there. Ooh, Gardner's still stuck here 3 wide. He's pushing hard. But Logan to the top spot. They've settled it down up there. Let's go to the back where the craziness is still likely to occur. We're looking at Cole Baker in the 8 machine. Look at Jackson King and everybody, man, jumping sideways here. It's crazy right now. Zoe Fernandez at the back of the field. What a racetrack, man. This is some crazy racing right here. These drivers really got to work the steering wheel. This is the corner where Donovan Cage was spun out. See a lot of blind spots for some of these cameras. Looks like Chris Wheeler at the tail end of this pack for now. Some drivers up there, man, they're really bouncing around. Fernandez, Anderson, and Rowe also outside the top 20. Matthew Logan leads by a second over Tringale at the start-finish line. Look at a lot of cars in the sand right there. That's not going to help you any. Look at Dale Lightning all the way back here near the top 20 buffer zone. Ooh, look at the moves Oskin's making up there. Same with Lightning. Ooh, 3 wide maybe. Ooh, Lightning gets in the sand. That's a bad move on entry for that corner. So that's going to hurt the 5 car right there. And these camera angles, man, they are hard to operate. Ooh, look at Bishop going a little wide off of that jump. Doesn't seem to hurt him much. Actually seemed to kind of help him. Cavagnaro by Gardner for 4th place. Or is it 3rd place? I think it's 3rd now because Bishop has fallen from 3rd to 5th. So Tringale and Cavagnaro trailed Matthew Logan. Logan's looking for what would be his 2nd heat win on the season. And I definitely would want to start at the front of the field versus the middle of the pack on this track. So we start lap number 3. Chris Wheeler's going to do what Sky Commons did and pit. Is this the strategy call to make? I don't think it is. You don't help yourself taking more fuel. Especially taking tires. You don't need tires on dirt tracks, son. Some more action here at the back. Benny Watson has fallen down to what would now be 23rd. And Watson, who sits 29th in points, he has not made every race. He has missed one. He missed one at some point. That's right. So he's no longer in that category. See, in this heat, who's made every race? Cavagnaro, Ellison, Seth Cole, Nereza, and Logan. Or no, not Logan. No, that's it. It's just Nereza, Cavagnaro, and Seth Cole and Ellison. 4 drivers. Four of the 7 remaining are in this heat. Sorry, my throat is really messed up for some reason. Dale Lightning still struggling back here. He's on the bumper of Cole Baker. Let's see who pits coming here. The lap 4, and yeah, a good amount of cars, including the leader of Matthew Logan. So these are the drivers pitting here at 2 to go. See what the strategy calls are. There's this weird separation. These drivers give themselves some space. Fuel only for Logan. Yep, and smart move by the 9 car, fuel only. Tringali and Cavagnaro almost side by side coming out of pit road, but Cavi yields for the 16. See where Chris Wheeler comes out. Oskin takes tires, so did Colt Hudson. That's going to hurt them both. Chris Wheeler won't even come out near the 38. But a bad call by the 22 team. Johnny Gardner leads. Dylan Young, Baran Oskus, Nereza. That's the top 4. Dylan Young seemingly closing in fast on Johnny Gardner. So we'll see if anyone here in this last group makes the mistake of putting tires on it. And here we go. They're all gonna hopscotch their way into pit road. And Seth Cole really flew in there. Fernandez, Anderson, and Watson stayed out as well. This is the chance to take the least amount of fuel as possible as you look to race your way into this event. There's Matthew Logan. See, he's already around the bend, man. Baran Oskus is already done with her stop. Gardner took tires. Gardner's taking tires. He's taking 4 tires. This is possibly a costly decision. I don't see the purpose for taking tires here. Might actually have less grip. You can see Watson is doing all he can to get by the 98. But the bottom 3, FC Wheeler had to pit again. So Wheeler's out, Hudson's out, Oskin's out, and right now the last one out is Anderson. But Gardner is lucky others took tires, or he would be looking from the outside too. And there's Logan, he's gone, but look at the pack of cars here. Dylan Young came out. What am I saying? Dylan Young came out right behind Tringali and in front of Cavagnaro. And battles on between Baran Oskus and Bishop. Doesn't really matter though. Logan's going to be going on to win his 2nd heat race of the season. Unless he pits. Which he will not. So Matthew Logan will win heat number 2. And we'll see who starts on the front row. Or on the pole position, I should say. But Logan with a landslide victory. And Gardner is going to finish 17th with a bumper full of traffic in the form of Watson, Rowe, and Voiles. And missing out will be Anderson, Oskin, Hudson, and Chris Wheeler. As you look at the points for Austin and Hudson, Austin has missed one race this season. This will be his second miss. He comes into this weekend 14th in the points with a top 5 and 5 top 10, so not what he needed. He's still trying to make this in on points. Same thing going for Colt Hudson, who has just climbed back up to 22nd in the points. He's got 4 top 10s on the year. He didn't need this. He's a good amount of points back from Cavagnaro and then from 20th place Fitzwater at that. 36 points behind Fitzwater coming in. Not what Hudson needed to do. Taking tires was the bad call. Chris Wheeler's 47th in points, so nothing really to hang their head up there. And then Anderson 42nd in points. Possibility Anderson will lose a few positions because he does have Jagger, Catano, Magora, and Rowe in range to take positions. So we'll see what happens there for him. That's all from heat number 2. I will see you guys for the main event. It is around the same distance as Watkins Glen. So we'll see what happens here in a few hours at Island Rally.